Fantastic. I was talking to mute all the time. So let's start all over again. Greetings, Romis, and welcome to Rum
I was
Rum,
really worried.
Yeah, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to a poor Serta who is so old that he forgot he was talking to mute. So we are today with the ASRC in Bikernieki, or how would you pronounce it, Ike?
I would say Bikernieki.
Bikernieki, okay. I suppose your Latvian is as good as mine.
I was going to say I am not an authority here. I am nowhere near an authority, but reading up on it was absolutely a fantastic experience. Remains active to this day and gives me absolutely Road America vibes. This circuit, watching the drivers go through practice, has been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, watching them on practice, not being sure how to take the curves and how to take the track.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's got such a wide variety of corners that genuinely you're gonna be losing out somewhere in the as you navigate the track. I can't see us on YouTube yet. Yes, it's going to be a fantastic set of races we have tonight. Navigating the track alone is a massive challenge. Doing it with, how many have we got? Oh my goodness, 20 other drivers whose pace at most is 3 seconds off, and that's not a representative time. The pack will tighten up as we go through qualifying. But yeah, trying to navigate 20 minutes or with 20 other drivers around this tight and twisty track with absolutely zero runoff around the majority of it. Honestly, these drivers have so much more bravery than I think I could ever muster.
Thing is, if you look at the track, you would say it's a fast track with a couple of curves.
Yeah.
But those couple of curves do have it in them.
Yes, and I think the thing that we're going to have to keep an eye on, we may have to jump on board with one of the drivers before the end of this qualifying session as they circulate, to let you understand just how bumpy and undulating this track is. There are genuine elements where the corner is blind, and the corners may look easy, but they are far from it. On board with Mrak are we at the moment? Because I'm going to call from his perspective. So this is the one that caught me out. Tight blind over a crest. There is going to be accidents through the course of the evening at that very corner, because the drivers are going to try and fit 2 Clios through that corner, and it's not going to work. Yet again, possibly the easiest corner on the track has a little bit of banking to allow you to carry the apex speed through the corner out onto a quick straight, but then back onto the brakes once again, and then in towards the final sector where they'll be coming up towards the S's, I think, unless I'm gotten very, very lost. There we go. But look at how the car is being thrown about even at relatively slow speeds here. Mrak on a cooldown lap trying to find some space to get a hot lap in. Not that he needs the help. He's currently 0.5 of a second. Oh. And that's how easy it can go wrong. Gasper Mrak, the one leading the qualifying at the moment in that provisional pole position, just getting the throttle down a little bit too early. Turbo kicks in, and then it drags the car to the outside of the track, and you've got no chance of catching it at that point. Really, really beautiful circuit. Well done, Latvia. You're a beautiful country, and you have turned out an absolutely excellent circuit just to drive around. This is absolutely going to be another one like the Russian circuit on my bucket. Look at how well Mrak hooked up the apex there. Got it sideways just where he needed to. to keep the car hooked into the apex and straightened up over that crest. This is why he's 5/10 up at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got that Clio right where he wants it at the moment.
And of course, he's quite good already. Let's not forget, where do I have it here? Let's not forget how the standings are. We have Marc Carol on first because he's been winning. But we have Gaspar Mrak on second because he's been always close behind Marc Carol. So we are not driving at the side of one of the slowest drivers in this Russell Cup.
He's improved by 1/10 of a second, but behind him the pack have all absolutely closed up. Jose Jimenez in the XBD Emerald Racing Clio is now 1/10 away. He was 400ths of a second away a few seconds ago until Gaspar came across the start-finish line. Pavel Ivashkin, a name that I don't actually recognize. Unless he was either well down in the pack or he is new to here. I would have to look it up. But third place provisionally for the Zenkov Racing car. Then Domen Gantar, another regular towards the top of the timing screens, and Ralph Silvestre rounds out our top 5. What an interesting race, and with 48 seconds to go, plus whatever lap they're on, I wonder if...
Qualifying, we're on qualifying, mate.
Did I say practice?
No, you said race.
Oh, that's fine. No, I'm just... 3 races tonight, we're going to get more than enough of our...
Oh, yeah.
More than enough racing. I don't know. What is Gaspar doing? Is he going to go for another fast one? I don't pay no attention to Gaspar. He's just coming up to the start-finish line. I don't think he's going to make it to the line, though, before the session. Maybe.
And even you mean because he could do just one more lap? Yeah,
he's gonna do. He's made the space. This is going to be the final lap for Gaspar Mrak. It's all or nothing. He's got the pole, but now we find out just how fast he can pedal that Clio around this Latvian circuit.
I don't see Marc Carol anywhere.
No, I don't either. That's alarming, to say the least.
He may not be here today.
Give me a second. Let me do a quick bit of reading and see if there has been some communication.
Not that I know of. I've been following their Discord all the day.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, of course I could. No, yeah, I'm in the right one. No, now I'm in the right Discord.
The live stream is listed on YouTube. It's listed as unlisted.
What?
It is not public.
That's something I'm gonna change quite soon. Thank you very much for that.
That was cool. Oh my goodness.
Eesh. Yeah, I think we're gonna be seeing that a lot of times.
That was Gaspar Mrak being ever so slightly put off, quite understandably, by the spinning Nick Stepanenko. Where is Nick? Yeah, 19th. There we go. I did say that the pack would tighten up. The top 10 under a second, the gap. And with how fast these straights are, it's going to be a closely fought thing. Kowalski will start on pole position for the first race of this evening. Lopez Garcia in the XBD Emerald Racing car will start from second. Ricky Jimenez will start from third. Really good starting position. I'm sure that Ricky will want to capitalize on that. Ralph Silvestre will be alongside with Pavel Ivashkin in fifth. Sixth, 7, 8, 9. Nope, sorry, sixth, fifth. Domen Gantar will be alongside Ivashkin. Paletti, Jose Jimenez will have to catch up to his name relative, and Gaspar Rack, starting from 10th position,
Oops.
is in this first race, because obviously the first 10 positions are reversed.
And Mark Carroll nowhere to be seen.
No Mark Carroll. Now, he could turn up over the course of the evening, and knowing how prolific...
No, he can't.
Can he not?
Once the first race is started, he cannot get in. So he has something like 1.5 minutes to come in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so we have warm-up. We have 5 minutes for warm-up.
Yeah. So that's how much time he has, and even so, he would start from last, but we've seen Marcarol going from 10th to 1st in both races, so 3 races, so to speak. So
yeah, we may as well at this point just watch him. If he does turn up and he starts in 21st place. Oh, we've lost a driver. Who have we lost? Don't know. We did have 20. It's gone to 19, but that is what it is. But yes, we have 5.
Could it be Jakub Kowalski?
That adds up.
Because he was talking about issues that he was having with his brake pedal.
Yeah, it's Jakub, isn't it? Yeah.
Because his brake pedal was only going up to 10%, and that's not something that you want to. I know the brake pedal was going 10% on straight, so it was braking on straights even ever so slightly.
Yeah, see, that's not what you want.
Nope. And I'm pretty sure that he has all the dead zones set up right. So
yeah, absolutely. But yes, wow. It's going to be an interesting evening for sure. If we aren't familiar with the format of how things are going to go tonight, we've just had our one qualifying session of the evening, and the race 1 will be set by the reverse grid of the top 10 positions. Then from 11 downwards, it will be as they qualified. So race 2, beautiful slide there. Well done, Silvestre. Very well held. Race 2 will be, once again, the top 10 results of the initial race reversed once again. So whoever wins this first race will be the driver to start in 10th, and he who finishes 10th, keep an eye, because they will be leading from the second race. 7 points on offer for the leader for whoever crosses the line first in these 2 sprint races, and then the feature race. 25 minutes of Clio Cup camaraderie, carnage. I can't think of any other words for it. Incredible action we've seen through the rounds that we've had so far, and I'm sure that this is going to live up to all of that for sure. But yes, 25 minutes, 25 points on for the victory there, and points disseminating and reducing as you go down the top 15, I think, for the feature race. The top 6 get points from the sprint races. Yeah. I just realised.
Yep.
I didn't have YouTube chat open. Now that one's a shame on me.
Oh well. So it's 2-1. Twice I've messed up today, and you've messed up only once. So hey, it happens.
Absolutely, and that's the joy of broadcasting live. Anyone who knows my commentary is there's always at least one technical issue that causes a problem. It's just the nature of broadcasting live, really, isn't it?
Yeah, especially if you are an incredibly small operations as Rum is. Oh, all sliding around here. Eesh.
Yep.
That's gonna be interesting in the race, watching that.
Well, we heard. I don't think that last round out at Russia we actually got to see the true intricacies and intrigues of the updates that ASRC brought to the Clio Cup, because the previous version obviously had tires that were slightly too wide. I want to say they weren't generating heat properly.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, last time out in Russia, we didn't get to see too much of those tire issues, but I think this...
Well, there was an update of the mod between Poznan and Moscow.
Yes, it was, yes. I don't think we really saw the impact of that. I think with the amount of pressures that they're going to be putting on the tires tonight, particularly that rear left, at the top end of the circuit where you actually can take the apex speed, I think we might actually start to see a little bit of time management required and or ignored, depending on who you are. Jakub Kowalski has managed to get back in.
Absolutely. Maybe he turned his pedals off and on again.
Yes, absolutely. That Control Alt Delete that we actually see in real life now, which still beggars belief sometimes that it is a Control Alt Delete that you need to pull. Oh, it's going to be fascinating. It's going to be such an interesting race. I have no idea how this is going to go.
I've never driven on this track, so I don't know what important points are or not. But we've already seen a little bit on practice and qualifying and warm up.
Yeah, it's absolutely fascinating. The nature of this track. I wasn't expecting it to be as interesting as it is.
I mean, the choice of tracks for all of these cup is incredibly good. Next week we are at Zandvoort, and all these tracks that we've seen fit these nimble cars very well.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to Isn't it on the national circuit as well, the shorter circuit?
Zandvoort, as far as I remember, it's the complete circuit.
Right. Give me a second. Yeah. Because that was the short circuit is a really interesting, really interesting. No, it is the short circuit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. So the short circuit cuts out the loop at the top of the circuit.
Yeah, but it doesn't. At least not if you check the Russell Cup timing that they have.
On the calendar, it is.
Okay. Okay.
Because it has like a little like left facing boot at the bottom of the international circuit. This one doesn't. It cuts that whole back section out. So I dare say that may have been done for tire management purposes.
Because well, we can discuss it after the race has started.
Week. Absolutely. That's for next week. For tonight, we remain in Latvia, and we wait with bated breath for a warm-up lap.
We wait that people get out of pits and onto the track.
I was going to say, with 20 seconds to go, there's a lot of cars still not out on the grid, leaving it as late as possible.
Or yet to arrive, including Nick. But okay, Nick
Nick
has to do
Nick
things on
allowed.
the server, so exactly.
Yeah. So 4th is there. 3rd we're just... Oh, that is
Pablo Lopez
Pablo
Garcia.
Lopez Garcia. Did not get to his car. He will be starting from the pit lane. A 3rd place driver. Don't think he'll be allowed to take up his position on the track. He will be waiting at the red light for an extended period of time.
Yeah, you can see him in pits.
Yep. Actually, just trying to get an angle to see where the red light is on this track. Doesn't seem to have one. That's interesting. Yeah, there's no light on this on this circuit. So how do you know when to leave? Or does the pitman just start waving at you?
Can be. If you have, I suppose, if you have a crew chief on, crew chief tells you.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
And crew chief is always a thing that I would advise having on.
Yes, yeah. It's something I need to look into getting put into my my sim racing apparatus. I turned him off because he was talking to me too much and putting me off.
You can reduce that. You can reduce the amount of talking that he does.
I know, or I could just not turn him on in the first place. SimHub deals with the majority of the things that I need now, so it was more superfluous. Nonetheless, hopefully, all of our drivers have warmed up their brakes and their tyres accordingly. Also, hopefully, it will be a clean start as well. It's a nice long run towards the first real corner, so this should, he says, this should be a very clean start.
And we see the place of Lopez Garcia empty. And there we go. We start. Lopez Garcia at the moment is shown first because he's at pits, but that's gonna be changing. Kowalski, Abizanda, Jimenez, Sokolovsky. No, Jimenez on first to third. Abizanda already looking at the outside. He's got the inside now. Yeah. But will he make it stick? It seems so.
This is where you can start to carry pace around the outside, but this is the corner. Oh, no. Yeah, this is the corner that you want to be single file for. Oh, as Kowalski runs wide, Ricky Jimenez takes second place. I did not see that coming. That was a beautifully hooked up apex by Ricky Jimenez there to take second place. But then you can take pace around the center to outside of these right-handers.
Somebody going wide there.
Was that in the back of the track? Silvestre, I think.
Oh, and another off track.
Raul Silvestre was the man who had an issue earlier around the track, got it sideways all on his own. The second time of asking, though, he was given assistance by Papranopoulos. That's what happened
curve.
there.
And we are now on the start and end straight with Abizanda first, Jimenez second, Ivashkin third, Ganta fourth, Poletti fifth.
All
Balski already on
close.
sixth.
Yep. Oh yeah, Gasparak also already up to 7th position. I don't think he's had to work too hard for that so far.
Yeah, he's just let the others do the errors.
That's the one. Especially through here. I can't believe. There we go.
Oh, and the next
Jose
one's
Jimenez.
off.
Yep. Jose Jimenez gets it wrong. not quite. It gives you so much confidence in the first instance to turn in there, and then the grip just goes away from you as you come across the crest. And if you haven't finished turning by that point, you won't be turning any further. Carlos Abadanda pulling out a lead now.
Silvestre has left the race.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that does make sense though. He was quite battered before he got helped around by Papranopoulos. So a race to forget, and at least he can start afresh in the next 5-lap race coming up just after this one. As Gasper Mrak is closing on 6th position. The best opportunity that you're going to get to pass is this start-finish straight, getting a good exit out of the final S's. Gasper Mrak looked up the inside and had the door firmly closed in his face by Paletti there. Yep, flash of the lights. That's unsurprising.
We have Ivashkin now on the inside, trying to get the 2nd position. Oh,
Brave.
Goes wide. Yep. Turns very hard into the curve. That's something that race control is going to be looking at after the race.
Oh, I heard a crash out the back there. Is that Stepanenko? No. Oh, there is a Stepanenko.
Opa. And who was that? I think Jimenez pushed. No, it was not. Like, yeah, Jimenez and Gunter, I think, are having some moments there. If I see it correctly.
What happened with Sancho? Because he was off. Oh, Sancho had a big incident all on his own as well. Oh, he got it wrong at the corner before. Yep, took it too tight. That's what happened there. But the car in 18th position carrying a lot of damage.
Yeah. Oh, Abithanda is already 2 seconds away from 2nd position. Ivashkin, Gunter, Jimenez now dropping to 5th, Kowalski into 4th.
Nice.
Yeah, that's Kowalski and Jimenez trying to find out who is faster. For now it's Kowalski, but Jimenez is really at the back of his car.
So Jakub Kowalski actually has the fastest lap of the race so far.
He hits the side of the road.
No.
That was all himself. He just He just hit the right side, and because of that hit went all. He hit the left side, and because of that he went all to the right. But you can see how they are fighting, trying to find out a hole, trying to make themselves noticeable and make themselves a little bit of space. That's a lot of battling going on here, as always in these 5-lap races.
Oh, absolutely. Of which we are coming up to the final lap of the race. Gasper Mrak, now ahead of Jakub Kowalski, made his way all the way up to 4th. Really good progress here. All of the points that Gasper will score tonight are genuine gains that he's going to be able to make against Mark Carroll in the lead of the championship. So he is playing very aggressive but very safe.
Yeah. Thing is, he won't be able to join us on the last race of this series. He already knows because he has other commitments.
Yep.
So he's very happy that he can make points here.
Yep, absolutely critical that he gains as many points as he possibly can during the course of this race.
Lopez Garcia DNFs also.
Oh no.
And we see Poletti going outside. No, Kowalski going outside of Poletti. And I think, no, he was not able to make it stick. He went onto the grass. It's a very scary time to be a Clio driver. Garcia got it wrong.
at the corner, which is actually called Tilts. For what it's worth. The fast left-hander where everybody's getting it wrong tonight.
Whoa, and we see another car going off. I think that's Jimenez. No, it wasn't.
No, Jimenez only just misses out to Nicolas Paletti in the end. My goodness, there was there was literally a tenth in it as they came across the line. Who was it that got it all wrong in the end?
So we have, after the first race, Abithanda on first, Ivashkin, the newcomer, on second, Gunter on third, Mrak is able to make fourth, and Poletti making fifth.
Ricky Jimenez will finish sixth and so start on fourth position in the next round. Vladizenkov will finish seventh and start fourth. I can do maths. It's the 10 that's messing me up, I think.
So Paparinopoulos is gonna be first, Solar second, yeah. Andrijasevic third, Zenkov fourth, Jimenez fifth.
That's the one. And obviously finishing in the reverse order. Paparinopoulos, I believe, may well have a penalty incoming for that little bit of touching. But Kowalski ending up 12th position must have got it very, very wrong in the closing stages of the race. Retained the fastest lap of the race with a 1:28.6. Really, really blistering pace for a race condition while he was in the thick of it. So, genuinely, really impressed with Kowalski to see.
Especially because as he was telling us, his brake is still... he's still having issues with his brake.
Yeah, he's recalibrated it now, so he's the minimum brake force is now 10% brake force, basically. So 10 equals 0. There's less travel for him to use, which in these cars is going to cost him probably almost as much as not having, or as having the brake permanently on. Because obviously these drivers, no traction control, no ABS. You are entirely in control of these little front-wheel drive pocket rockets.
No downforce other than mechanical.
Absolutely.
No,
the only thing holding you on the road, the only thing holding you on the road is the rubber on the four corners. And again, something that rFactor 2 excels at.
And prayers, lots of prayers.
Lots and lots of prayers. Oh, absolutely. And hoping that your brakes work.
So we're going to be seeing a warm-up, short warm-up, before we start the second of 3 races tonight.
And Antonis Paparinopoulos gets to start from pole. Now, this is something I've been wanting to see for the entirety of the championship so far, is what happens when you put Paparinopoulos at the head of the field.
Mm.
Because I have raced him in a different... Hey, yeah, Zandvoort.
So this is the short Zandvoort?
That's the national circuit, yeah.
Okay, let me think.
Because the track at the bottom part carries on up a slight left-hander over a crest into the long right-hander, and then a little bit of a straight, and then it kicks back left to right, a long right-hander braking for a tight right-hand hairpin. None of that's in that track layout. It's going to be a very, very... It's a much easier form of the track because that bottom end is significantly more fiddly. I think that this is a really, really good track layout for the Clios to be using. It has all the banking, of course, because this is rFactor 2, and it has the up-to-date version of Zandvoort as well. So we'll be able to see how these Clio Cup cars fare as oval racers for a couple of corners.
Okay, so now I'm looking at a map of Zandvoort, of the complete one, and yeah, of course, it's missing 7, 8, and 9. Okay, it goes from 6 to, well, 6 is the last one, and then it goes directly ignoring 10, so to speak. Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love. I've driven that layout in the Alpine GT4 cars. Really, really good fun, and really drives home. The reason why you want to have a go at Zandvoort is the new banking that they've put in, and it just means that you spend more time on the banking and less time not, which is always fine by me. But speaking of rFactor 2 and updates and up to date, Mr. Serta, you've got a key, haven't you?
I have. I got the key. I've been checking up Rennsport since I got the key on Friday, and on Wednesday we're gonna have a first impressions video about it. Long story short, it's better than I was expecting it to be.
I was genuinely worried when we started seeing that it was based on Unreal Engine and the woes that Kunos have had with Assetto Corsa Competizione. But it seems as though they've got it working quite well and handling quite like AMS and rFactor 2 as well.
Well, it's not at the level of Automobilista 2 yet, but the one thing is I found a very good setup for my SimuCube on the SimuCube software, and therefore the force feedback was very fine, very nice to feel. It had a great feeling, and that of course may have helped my impression, as for a couple of the tracks and a couple of the cars, it's got excellent force feedback. For the others, there's still work to do. But hey, they're on closed beta. They opened up the beta, what was it, 2 weeks ago? A month ago? Something like that. So they're still working on stuff. The long story you will be able to watch on Wednesday. As the video is almost finished, I just have to cut it a little bit and make it nice. But all in all, it's better than I was expecting and better than it had any right to be if you think about Assetto Corsa Competizione and the issues that Kunos had with the Unreal Engine. They may have poached a couple of Kunos developers, who knows?
That is very true. Because if I remember correctly, they did bring Kunos did bring in staff for ACC.
Oh yeah.
And if they were looking at towards the end of their contracts, and another developer did offer to give them a home in Unreal Engine 5, I can see that making a lot of sense.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Codemasters have been bleeding out developers to Straight 4.
That's not surprising at all. That's not surprising at all. Yes. Yeah.
Because as much as I consider Ian Bell to be controversial, and I have my own opinion about the outer image of that person, he seems to be somebody who is able to motivate people, and it seems to be that if he calls people and says, hey, I'm doing something new, wanna come? That people go. So his outer image may be more abrasive and controversial than the way he deals with his teams. I don't know.
I absolutely agree. Although the question is, what's the more controversial name at the moment? Codemasters or Ian Bell?
That's another one. That's a very good question.
Yeah.
judging by what you thought of F123, I'd say Codemasters.
Codemasters were handed the golden goose in the form of the Madness engine, and they have wasted it already.
Contrary to Razer.
Oh, absolutely. It's coming up. It's coming up that time when you and I drag Cody into a Discord room and we talk about sim racing again. And good grief, it's just going to be more of the same topics.
Oh well. But we have things. We have very, very interesting things because Le Mans coming to Automobilista too.
Yes.
Who's Le Mans Ultimate again? So yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. So we are going to start the second of 3 races quite soon. Still a couple of people in pits. They don't have that much time to get their cars into place. And it seems... Oh no, Jakub Kowalski is in there, so there's somebody else who has left the server completely.
Fourth, Zenkov. He is back.
Zenkov?
Zenkov was blinking. He is having netcode issues.
No, and he was so happy that he made 7th and would be on 3rd. No, he's back. He was just invisible. He was blinking. Okay.
Gaspar Marak, though, keep an eye out for him. Last race out, he started from 10th and got to 4th. This round, he starts from 7th. There are 3 cars that he doesn't have to pass in his quest for a win in the absence of Mark Carroll. I think that's going to be probably one of the things to keep an eye on. Nick Stepanenko. Yeah, that is correct. Nick Stepanenko in 13th. Just outside of a top 10. Wasn't able to get the pace in the early part of the evening, but maybe that Clio is starting to come to him now.
I don't understand why I keep having FPS dropouts.
That's just because of the track. The sheer amount of vegetation is probably causing issues.
Something like that. Because I hear the water cooling, the whatchamacallit, the fans of the water cooling going full force.
Yep. No,
don't worry about me. I'm working. But
so I don't think it is. I don't think it's going to be something that is hardware related. My everything, absolutely everything, maxes out at around 50%, and I get horrific frame drops. It's an rFactor 2 thing.
Anyway, we are at the start of the second race with Paparinopoulos on first, Solar on second, and Andrijasevic on third. Let's see how long that keeps that way. And we're off. Paparinopoulos keeps first.
Zenkov with an awful start. Too much wheel spin and is dropping back to 8th position, maybe even 9th.
Yikes. And Kowalski also already on 11th. Paparinopoulos, Solar, Jimenez, Gaspar Mrak on 4th already. 4th. He started
but on the
7th.
wrong side.
Yeah,
on the wrong side, coming up towards tilts. Oh, there we go. Everyone falls into line there.
Yeah.
Oh, apart from one, and the just reward is just avoiding the barrier.
Oof. Was that one off?
It was, I think, Sokolowski.
Oh.
Or perhaps Zenkov. Let me just have a quick look at the replay here.
Solar and Rock side by side.
Yep, Zenkov.
I hate that fake wobbly camera of rFactor 2 sometimes.
ACC does it as well, it's awful. I think you can actually configure it out. You have to go Jason diving, but
Okay.
you can actually... Oh, big incident at the final corner. Who is that? That is Jose Jimenez and Clemen Sedusak getting together. 17th and 18th.
Ugh.
And it was just 2 into 1. Did not go at all. Let me just see if I can actually see. So it was... Oh, that's so unfortunate. So Sedusak was minding his own business. Jimenez tried to go to the inside to get the position. I think he just got out of shape under braking. It was evasive
Jimenez trying to
action.
get for it, and Paparinopoulos losing control. At least for a little while, and that was enough for Jimenez to set himself up, but Paparinopoulos is looking... No, he's not gonna try. By the way, Mrak already on 3rd. Started 7th, is already 3rd.
This is dangerous times for the rest of the drivers as well. Mrak with some clear air is a terrible thing to have.
Yeah. Of course, overtaking Matej Solar, who is of the same team, was not difficult for Mrak.
Oh, of course, yeah. I think there may be beers going backwards and forwards between Mrak and Solar tonight.
Yep. And we see Paparinopoulos trying to find a way to get around Jimenez.
Another massive incident on the final corner. And once again, it's Sokolowski involved 16th position. And rejoins the track.
There is no need for that on 16th position.
No, it was a mistake. He was an innocent bystander in all of that. Yeah, it wasn't him.
Hey, Mrak going on to the grass a little bit.
Yep. Just because you're quick doesn't mean that you're immune.
Yeah. Trying some rallycross. Already very near to Paparinopoulos and Jimenez. And we are on lap 3 of 5.
Again, he only needs to overtake a car a lap at this point. It's just a case of where he's going to find it.
He says.
Only, yeah.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Oh, Birard and Zenkov getting together. Birard trying to go up the inside of Zenkov. And that's what caused the issues for Sokolowski. That's really unfortunate, that. They keep going. Right over the lead. Oh my goodness, is that Gasparak actually leaving some space? Yep.
Yep.
Look how much
But regaining it here.
Yeah. He can catch up to them at will. I wonder if he is sizing them up for a pass coming up towards tilts at turn. I think that was 6, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Paparinopoulos
by me.
Looking right, looking left, trying to find a way to get around Jimenez. They all go wide here.
Gasparak, though, got it hooked up. Just about kept it on the black stuff. Looks up the inside. No, not yet. But again, it's only a matter of time. Look at how much closer he can get in towards the apex compared to the 2 ahead of him. Down on the brakes again. 4 wheels across the inside and using every inch of the road and a little bit more than you're supposed to. I wonder what he's thinking right now.
I would say he's checking out if Paparinopoulos and Jimenez take each other out.
Yep, they're slowing each other up. Paparinopoulos wants that win, but now he's put himself right into the clutches of Gasper Mrak. He's going to go defensive. There's only one place for their Clio to go.
And Mrak goes to the left.
That's your one move, but Gasper's already had his progress booked, and back into line he'll go. This will be a look up the inside for Mrak.
Ooh.
Big lock up for Paparinopoulos.
Yeah.
Now, taking the wide line as Gasper did there, he's going to have slightly more speed. This could be another look up the inside. He might have to be forced towards the final lap of the race. It's do or die now.
On the other hand, we know that he is a cool-headed driver, so he's gonna take third. And Paparinopoulos going wide.
Yep, just carrying. It's the slightest amount of too much speed, and it's obviously you can't judge on your speedo what the right speed is. You have to feel it with these cars, and Paparinopoulos not quite feeling it at the moment, trying to push too hard.
I get the impression that Mrak doesn't want to try to overtake either of these two, because he sees how aggressive Paparinopoulos is, and it could be that Paparinopoulos is so concentrated on getting the first position that he would not see Mrak coming. Oh!
Here it comes again. Into the final corner. This could be Paparinopoulos to the lead. It could be Mrak to the lead if these two get together. There is an option. They're three wide as they come towards the line. The order will stay as it is. Oh my goodness. Ricky Jimenez takes the win. Antonos Paparinopoulos will take second. Gasper Mrak.
Yikes.
Ever the opportunist, so close to that third position.
Nice.
Behind and in relative comfort, apparently, Nicholas Paletti will take home fourth position. Doman Gantar fifth. Matti Solar for the third of the slow racing cars in sixth. Pavel Ivashkin, the newcomer, was not as quick to take to the head of the field in seventh position. But again, feature race coming up. If I remember correctly, Ivashkin will be starting third. Jakub
Something
Kowalski,
like that, if I have it right,
finish.
yeah.
Yeah, Jakub Kowalski will finish in ninth, top 10. Pablo Lopez Garcia. Really, really good driving from all concerned, and just a couple of really good to see that Sokolowski made it to the end of the race as well. Zankov, a lot more speed than he was showing in the course of that race, unfortunately.
Yeah, at the front we aren't seeing that much argy-bargy anymore.
No.
But at the back there was a little bit too much action of the wrong kind.
Yes, absolutely. As I said, I do think that it was yeah, so there was a lot of argy-bargy. But this is a very difficult track. It's a beautiful track, but it's a difficult track to race on. And it just all it needs is dialing it back from that 11 back to like 10 or maybe 9/10, and just get everybody around the circuit without having incidents. The amount of times we saw people going wide at turn 6, unfortunate, but we saw it coming. It's such a difficult track to get right. But that's why we love it. That's what we're here for. We're here for the challenging drives. We're here to see what these drivers at ASRC are capable of.
And they're capable of a lot. Pity that Mark Carroll is not there today.
Yes,
that would have been very interesting.
It adds some spice to a fascinating evening of race. Racing. Sorry.
So we're gonna go into warm-up once again, and then we are going to go to the last race of the day. 25 minutes. I was just thinking laps. No, minutes.
Minutes, yep.
Around what was it again? Bikernieki, which is near Riga, which is the capital of Latvia.
And once again, a beautiful, beautiful circuit in a beautiful country, just outside a beautiful city.
So we've gone Poland, Russia, Latvia, and Netherlands in the next week.
We really are doing a whistle-top European tour. All we need to do is take these cars for one lap of the Nürburgring Nordschleife.
And you have the 25 minutes, you mean?
Yeah, for the whole 20. Yeah, exactly. One lap for the sprint races, and there'd probably be about 10 minutes. 3 laps for the 25-minute race.
What is it? Don't the GT3s do 10 minute around Nordschleife?
The GT3s are about 8 minutes.
Okay.
In real life, the 2-liter touring cars were doing between 10 and 11 minutes, depending on conditions.
And if you have missed the other races that we had at Croft, Silverstone, Norrisring, Poznan and Moscow, there is a playlist called ASRC, which with all the races of the ASRC that we've been broadcasting, and we broadcast their IndyCar series. We for a short while broadcast their NASCAR series, but the driving quality was not up to snuff, I'm sorry to say, and we're broadcasting this Clio Russell Cup since it started on the 15th of May. So you missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races, which you can watch in the playlist because they are fantastic, or 15 races to be more precise.
Yeah, the 15 races. Yeah, absolutely. Good grief. Croft feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Yeah, because there's a lot going on these races.
Yes.
It's difficult to explain. It's not easy to explain. Everybody looks at me askew when I tell them how this series is set up. It's difficult to explain, but a lot of fun to watch, because 2 races are 5 minutes and 5 laps, and 1 race at 25 minutes. With the way that they work with reverse grid and qualifying, it delivers very good racing, very fun racing.
Yes, absolutely.
And the choice of tracks is great.
Oh, the choice of tracks has been flawless. I don't think there's been a single miss at all during the course of this series so far. And as I say, this track in Latvia, the Bikernieki track, is absolutely showing just how incredible these Clios are. And once again, going to Zandvoort next week, I have zero doubts that we're going to see some fantastic racing there as well.
Zandvoort is one of my favorite tracks anyway.
I totally agree. I really, really wish that that it was attempted in anything other than GT3 cars.
Yeah. Well, it is. It is attempted.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on at Zandvoort, but yeah.
Oh, of course. No, sorry. I mean in sim racing on things like LFM and things like that. People tend to go there as a GT3 race. It's like, no, bring us slower cars, bring us Clio Cup cars.
Minis.
Oh, minis. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a really good idea. Yep. That's a fantastic idea.
I mean, not that the Clios are not good. Much to the contrary, I love driving these cars.
Oh, of course, absolutely. But the minis they're another stage smaller. If these are baby race cars, then minis are newborn race cars.
But they're broader at the back, right? I think the axle at the rear wheels is is wider than the one of the Clios. I would have to look it up.
Oh, the classic minis, not at all. If you're thinking of the
the classic mini is the Mini Morris,
BMW
absolutely
minis, yes.
not. Yeah,
BMW Mini, absolutely, yeah. The BMW Mini is Focus size.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, yeah, the classic minis, no.
Yeah.
Yay. That's
no.
yeah.
But the classic, as I say, the classic minis would be epic.
I mean, let's not forget that classic minis raced on rallies at their heyday.
I know.
So
what a versatile car.
Yeah.
And in touring cars, and at stage rallies, and hill climb. What else was there? What else is there? They did autocross. I know that the classic minis are still used in autocross.
Of course. My father had two. Imagine in which kind of car I learned to drive and I learned to race.
My goodness. What a car to learn to drive in.
Yeah.
I have a couple of family friends had a thing for classic minis, and I drove one. And I have never, coming from, I was driving a Vauxhall Corsa B with no power steering at the time. Going from that to the Mini, I didn't want to get out of it.
Yeah.
I did not want to get out of it. Life-changing, genuinely life-changing. If you ever get an opportunity to drive a classic Mini, do so.
Yeah.
You owe it to yourself.
For a very, very short while, I was semi-professional in kart racing, and I went to the tracks with my Mini, or with my father's Mini, which I was allowed to drive anytime I needed it. So there was almost no change. I went from the kart to the Mini, from the Mini to the kart, and I didn't have to change much in my brain to be able to drive both types of vehicle.
Yep, absolutely. And then, obviously, the other thing that you'd notice is on the kart, the braking was slightly better.
Yeah, because it had I don't know how they're called in English.
Discs. Or discs and drums.
It did not have discs. The
drum
Mini.
brakes.
Yeah,
the Mini has drum brakes. Yeah, which
exactly.
are awful friction pads that that don't do anything and remain the bane of my existence for What a oh man.
Hey Rocco, what to expect tonight? But well, we have the last race, 25 minutes. Once again, I was struggling, and Rock pretty much.
No, one more race.
So you missed 2 races, Rocco.
Yeah,
you've missed the 2 5-lap races already, but there's the 25-minute race coming up.
You have just caught the very best race of the evening, the one that everybody's been building up for so far, and the race that they all qualified for as well. Gasmarak will lead the drivers away for 25 minutes of this Bikernieki circuit, and you have to say it's going to be. I think this is the first time in this championship so far that I'm actually not sad that it might be a little bit processional. This track is so interesting, and again we'll have to jump on board with one of the drivers in the middle of the pack to just see the line of Clios in race conditions. Especially, it's absolutely beautiful to watch this. Very intensive on the old processors, but fantastic to watch.
On the other hand, the races are saved in a way and are streamed in a way that you can start watching the first races already, and then move on, ignore the banter that we do between races, and come back to the 25-minute race. So hey,
why would you do that? The banter's the best part.
Well, for us too, absolutely.
For us, yes.
If you're here for the races, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Just in case there was any doubt as to whether Serta and me like each other, yes, there is a certain amount of brotherly love going on generally.
Okay, so I'm showing Mrak on the establishing lap.
Yep. This should be a pretty slow lap. So
exactly.
let me see if I can attempt these corner names. So the first corner is Piazzolla. Second corner that he's just gone round is El Conis. The left-hand kink and the right-hand kink that he's currently navigating do not have names. We would refer to them as, I think it's corner
3 and 4.
3 and 4. Yep, 3 and 4. Now he is at tilts for corners 6 and up the
where
hill.
They love to go onto the grass.
100%. The trick with tilts, if you're not watching if you haven't watched the rest of the races, get into that apex early, try and destabilize the rear to straighten the car before you get to the top of the rise. If you're not straight by the top of the rise, you are going to visit the scenery. And then the right-hander that we've just seen Rack go around is called Slimnica. And now this is where it starts to get a little bit difficult. So this long right-hander is called Kino Stulgia. My Latvian needs some work, clearly. And then through the S's at Motor Muzelj. Nope. Motor Muzes, I think. Yeah, when you get to the latter half of this track, my simple English tongue cannot keep up with the pronunciations, but down through the final right-hander before the final left-hander is Smislukans, and Sella is the final left-hander. We have seen so much action through the course of this evening at Sella specifically. Lots of desperate moves being made, and hopefully we won't see any more of those as they line up in the time order.
Jimenez wrong in the box.
Yeah, Rack is a little bit further back than he wants to be as well. Oh, Paletti is in the wrong place as well.
I think so, but he's not moving, so maybe... And we're off.
It counted.
25 minutes.
Yep.
And he didn't get a penalty, so absolutely. Yeah. Oh, and they're already on it.
Yep, I was going to say that was someone very much on the brakes in the back of the field. Lopez Garcia.
And we have who is it? Solar, I think, going off.
Lopez Garcia got spun and is now down in 18th. Stepanenko has fallen back. No, I don't think he did. He actually has fallen back. I think that is where he started. Andrijasevic. Oh, Neven Andrijasevic has been parked for a while. Oh, it was, Andrijasevic on the inside. What happened there? So, a little bit of a touch. Oh, it was Sokolowski in 11th position was just on the outside of him and spun him around. That is so unfortunate. No blame at all asserted to him there. Oh, and Sokolowski having another massive incident now, getting airborne. As came back to 17th position.
So after the first lap, we have Gaspar Mrak and Jose Jimenez driving very near to each other. Then Ivashkin, who has been able to get a little bit of air, and then Poletti, Jimenez, and Gunter, who are very near and are trying to battle for position each other.
Gaspar Mrak went wide at turn 2. They are closer than they've ever been in the fight for the lead here. How Where has this speed come from? Jose Jimenez having to get on the brakes for the 89 car, slowing up in front. In towards tilts they come, millimeters away from the tyres. And does he have the pace? That's the real question. He has got a straight line advantage. The draft still causing an effect here, but on the brakes, really twitchy for the 33 car here. Manages to settle it for the exit, but again, looking to the outside.
He's getting the first put. No, I wouldn't be so sure.
That was out of nowhere as well. Gasman Rack let him have the apex there.
Oh, he loses control a little bit, and therefore speed.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue for these front-wheel drive cars. That's the one. Shouldn't be an issue for these front-wheel drive cars. We absolutely expect them to brake traction on the rear.
Yeah, but that was a slide of rallycross proportions, which is not what you want to do.
Absolutely, yeah, and obviously his reward for overcooking it through those S's is that he sits back in second once again. Oh, big twitch by Jimenez.
And he's losing control.
Yeah, front-wheel drive mastery allows him to keep on the track.
But Ivashkin is now nearer to him than he was to Mrak.
I don't think that Ivashkin needs any further invitation to have a go at the back of that 33 Clio. A little brush wide as well is not going to hurt his optimism at all.
I think Jimenez got too nervous, too aggressive, he was looking too much at the number one, and just and I'm speaking from experience here because that's something that I would do also.
Yeah.
So who do we have here? Trying to find who these guys are. I think it's Jimenez and Gantar, who are all the time trying to find the way around each other.
Yep. Jimenez, second and third. Nope, they're just coming into the final complex. Keep an eye on the lead. I'll keep an eye on that battle.
Yeah, and the lead is clear that Mrak has now taken off, and we have Jimenez and Ivashkin. Jimenez looking at the inside.
He's got the overlap, and the door was closed on him very firmly there. Jimenez getting it very, very squirrely under braking once again. He is pushing Ivashkin back towards Nicholas Paletti here.
That's what to do.
Yep, that's this pack racing thing. It might actually catch on, you know. I do hope that ASRC do an MX-5 mod. Oh, here we go.
And
big slide.
And into the wall. Yeah. And into the wall. That's not gonna do wonders for Jimenez, for the drivability of Jimenez car.
No, but he's going to lose out third position as well. Nicholas Paletti up to third position. Ricky and Jose Jimenez together on the track now, running two different liveries and two different teams as well. So we will have to consult them when they aren't driving as to whether they are related or not.
Well, Jimenez is quite a common name in Spain, so.
Yes, absolutely. But now we look to Pavel, we look to Ivashkin in that second position. Oh, was that
74. Ricky Jimenez.
Yep.
Ricky Jimenez lost control of his car big time.
Yeah, what happened there? He was wide. He was wide, got on the grass, and another big clatter of the wall. That was a very genuinely enormous incident there. That steering wheel is not going to be straight any longer.
Now Jose Jimenez is on fourth. He's gonna be kicking himself because he was on second looking at first, but he went too aggressive.
Nicholas Paletti wants that second position now. He's found his way onto the podium now. He wants to make a step up. Very tidy line from Nicholas Paletti there. We'll look to the outside. Pavel Ivashkin will go defensive side by side. You have to think the advantage is going to be for the second place car, but you can get a lot of speed around the outside as well. The cutback is not going to work for Paletti there. just trying to keep the pace up as much as he can. Now on the defensive against Jose Jimenez, a tap from behind, a double tap from behind. You wouldn't be able to get away with that in a rear-wheel drive car, but in these front-wheel drive Clios, contact is absolutely fine, especially front to rear. Meanwhile, Jakub Kowalski, after having issues earlier in the evening, is hunting this whole pack of cars at the moment, I think. Pushing Derman Gantar towards the 4th place car. I think that Kowalski has got his sights set on at least a couple or 3 of these cars over the course of this race.
But there's still a lot of race. We're on the 7th. We have 17 minutes left. We've got with Mrak already almost 3 seconds away from Ivashkin.
Well, the problem here is that Ivashkin is having to go defensive. I don't think he was expecting to be where he is at the moment. So he is, there we go. He is trying desperately to just maintain his position as opposed to drive forwards. He's on the defensive, and that's all he needs. There is push to pass going on with Jose Jimenez and Nicolas Paletti. That is going to push Jose out wide. Derman Gantar looks to the inside. They're side by side as they come towards the second of the right-handers. There's going to have to be a Clio fitting in here somewhere around the outside for Jose Jimenez. We saw how much pace he does potentially have. He could keep up with Mrak, but it is that inconsistency that's seen him where he is at the moment. Where is he going to make these positions back up again?
We have a gaggle of cars: Ivashkin, Paletti, Jimenez, Gantar, and Kowalski, all together, all trying to get the better of each other, which is what you do when you're in such a pack.
Yes.
And who is looking at the inside? Is that Jimenez?
I will get back here. So Paletti had a little look up on the inside. Gantar. Oh, this is going to be contact. Yep. Derman Gantar up the back of the 4th place car of Jimenez. Paletti, I think, may have been marginally involved in that contact as well, unfortunately. No harm, no foul. These Clios can absolutely take it. They were built tough. I wonder if they're... Yeah, so Kowalski is sitting pretty at the moment.
Yeah.
Kowalski is absolutely just waiting for this to all pop off and see who is going to be the one that makes the daring dive. Derman Gantar looks to the inside just to get up in the mirrors.
And you see them all the time fanning out left, right, right, left. Where do I get a position? Where can I get the better entry or exit?
And again, Jose Jimenez tapping the back of Nicolas Paletti. Come on, come on, come on. Go, 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 go. Kowalski has made it up the inside. As they go through the S's now, Derman Gantar's pushed wide. There is space left on the inside. My goodness.
Kowalski goes wide.
Absolute legend. You absolute legend. There was no reason for Kowalski to leave space there at the apex. He had the pass done, but he left it there anyway, just in case Derman came back at him. Really, really heads up, mature, brilliant driving. Hats off to Jakub there. He could have been a lot more greedy, but he caused himself the tiniest bit of time making sure that the other driver had room to get to the apex. That's
which is the way you should be driving, exactly.
That's the kind of driving we like to see. They've all spread out just the tiniest bit. Papanopoulos 8th and 9th up behind this fight that we've been watching. Raul Silvestre trying to defend. Papanopoulos is getting very, very aggressive in that 9th position. And Ricky Jimenez as well in this fight as well. Oh. Is this fight for 2nd position?
No, 2nd position is Ivashkin.
Yeah. But Paletti going to the outside will sit back in for the time being, but Jose Jimenez is right up with them now as well.
Yeah, right up, or some measures of right up.
I Yeah. Now, nose to tail, and behind Kowalski goes up the inside of Domingantar again. So what's happened is that Gasparak is circulating on his own. There is a pack of 3 cars in the form of Pavel Ivashkin, Nicholas Paletti and Jose Jimenez fighting over essentially second position. Behind them, there is a 6-car battle fighting over, I think Jakub Kowalski may actually have made that move stick now. Oh, Domingantar gets it wrong all his own.
And completely, utterly wrong, like lost control completely.
And that is going to be big damage as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, got on the curbs on the inside again.
Ooh.
Kowalski's leaving him the space. He's retired. Domingantar will take no further part in the race. That's really unfortunate. But again, Jakub Kowalski racing really fairly, driving super maturely here, and has got to that fifth position out of it by, again, driving really sensibly here.
Just because Mrak is already 6 seconds away doesn't mean he's not in the race.
Absolutely.
And we have Ivashkin looking at the inside. I think he's gonna make it stick. Yes! Ivashkin gets second position from Poletti. But that has allowed Jimenez to get a little bit nearer. Just a tad.
Papadopoulos is now losing out. 6th and 7th pushes Ricky Jimenez off in defense. A little bit aggressive.
Yep.
Oh, big punt from behind. Who was that has missed their braking zone? Raul Silvestre.
Oh, Solar and Silvestre, I think it was.
So, what happened here? Oh, so it's Ricky Jimenez and Raul Silvestre, 10th and 11th at the time. Raul put a wheel on the grass, and once you've done that, there's nothing you can do. You're an absolute passenger into the side.
Bye-bye, baby.
Yeah, of Ricky Jimenez. Really unfortunate for them. No places lost, thank goodness. But a lot of work to get back to where they were. And 6th and 7th, Antonis Papadopoulos and Carlos Abzanda bumping side by side as they come up towards turn 2. Yep. We're driving touring cars now.
Yes.
Rubbing is racing and all that. Where are the battles? They've all kind of separated out a little bit. Jakub Kowalski, showing his pure talent, is going to use the grass where he may not necessarily need to look up the inside of Jose Jimenez in the background of the shot here. Green car up the inside. Jose is going to try and turn in. That was never going to happen.
They went sliding sideways.
Yeah, so Kowalski was up the inside. Jose Jimenez just turned down on him, didn't give him space. Again, kind of the exact opposite to what we expect to see from our ASRC drivers. Leaving space, leaving racing room, making sure that everybody gets to their apex. Because there's always another opportunity. 8 minutes remaining in this race.
Which is more than enough laps.
Well, yeah. We've probably got 5 laps or so left to go.
Exactly.
So we are down to a single sprint race left. And Jose Jimenez gets it very sideways, locks up the brakes. He's going to miss the apex. And that is another position gained for Jakub Kowalski.
Yep. And square and fair.
So with the stutters, I have found that it's any of the UI elements, the tower or the scrolling sidebar, none of they all seem to impact equally. With regards, unfortunately, of course, but we need to have something. So the tower is the more tidy looking, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, I really need to learn SimHub.
If I had more time, I'd build something. But that is time is a luxury at the moment.
We need more patrons.
We need more patrons so I can just do this full time.
Yep.
Absolutely, that would be. Oh man, what a time that would be.
And Kowalski has done the fastest lap of the race, if I see it correctly.
Yep, that is absolutely spot on. 4/10 on the race leader as far as the fastest lap is concerned. Maximize those times. That was set on lap 3. He's currently doing lap 13. So finally some clear air. Let's see with those slowly aging tyres what the 4th place Clio can achieve. Interestingly, the Papranopoulos, who we've seen drive a little bit aggressively, in the same team as Jakub Kowalski, who has been the model citizen as far as racing is concerned. Obviously, name above on the car and above the garage door, so responsible racing. I'm not surprised at all to see that.
Who went straight? Was it Solar? Somebody went straight there.
Yep, it is. Hold on.
No, I think it was.
Sokolowski, yeah, 16th position.
Oh, somebody's having problems with his car.
Yeah, I think
Garcia? No.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Okay. Oh, that was more of an incident than I thought it was. Hold on a second. So it was 16th. Though he's a lap down. Oh, he just locked the rear up. Yep, locked the rear up and did some pretty major damage to his car there.
Well, it is gonna try to get his position back from Ivashkin.
Oh my goodness! Now Jakub Kowalski looking up the inside. This is. Yep, again, Jakub Kowalski, absolutely entitled to be where he was, but Paletti not looking in his mirrors, not paying attention to where he was on the racetrack, focus forward, didn't leave him the racing room. And I think if Kowalski wanted to, he absolutely could have insisted on that apex. And
yeah, on the other hand, it could have ended in tears for both. So.
Oh, of course, absolutely, yeah. So he's going to look to the outside this time, on the brakes, round the outside. How much traction does he have on those slick tyres? He has enough to keep it side by side. It's really good. And now with the hole being punched out of the air by Ivashkin in front, Kowalski again around the outside. Rear inside tyres for both of them, getting right up in the air. I think this is he's going to give up for the time being, but oh no, he's not.
He's not. He's got the inside.
There we go.
No,
Paletti trying to insist on the apex, and now he's burned a little bit more of that rear left tyre, rear right tyre, that he absolutely can't afford to be losing out on, because through here, that's going to start hurting him.
Yeah, and we're in the last minutes, and you don't want to be overstretching your tires in the last 4 minutes of the race.
Here he goes again. Paletti has no excuse not to be able to see the 4th place car now on the brakes, tidy as you like again, into the apex. But Kowalski's got the throttle down before Paletti even thinks about it. Has to let off because of how quick he was catching up. It looks one side, then to the other, back the other way, a little rub on the bumper as well, just for good measure for the 3rd and 4th place cars. A position on the podium, big switch of oversteer for Kowalski.
Yeah, and he goes on the grass.
Is he going to lose out there? Jose Jimenez is there waiting, but he's got the inside, I think. Oh, big punt from Papadopoulos behind on Jose Jimenez. Don't you attack my teammate, says Papadopoulos.
Of course, that means that Kowalski has lost a little bit of space because of that. And now he's got to go on the defensive.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really difficult, anyone who has raced knows this, it's a really difficult balancing act. If you go defensive, you can't get the peak lap time out of your car. But if you don't go defensive and someone like Jose Jimenez smells a position, they're going to go for it, and that's going to slow you down even more. Now the aero kicks in, and Jose Jimenez looking, will get on the brakes. As Papadopoulos goes right to the inside. Beautiful move there by Papadopoulos. That's the right amount of aggression. Left space on the outside as well, and now Kowalski has the rear gunner that he has needed for a few laps now. Focus forward, go get that third place. There's 1 minute 50 remaining. There's going to be this lap and one more, I dare say, in the rest of this race.
Oh, Papadopoulos and Jimenez kissed each other, and Papadopoulos goes out. This is something that we will have to look up after the race.
That was Jimenez on the outside. Did Papadopoulos push him onto the grass?
Oh, okay, it was Jimenez.
Yeah, Jimenez gets it wrong pretty much on his own.
Oh, okay.
Put his car in a position that he was never really going to make a position from.
But what do you know? We have Ivashkin, Poletti, and Kowalski once again, second, third, and fourth, trying to find a way around each other.
The final lap of the race, I think this will be.
Yep. Absolutely.
Pretty safely. And now, no sooner have they gotten together that Poletti and Ivashkin are going to start going side by side once again. And once again, Kowalski is going to look up the inside. I dare say there may be slightly more elbows out this time for Kowalski, but he gets himself hung up over the sausage curb on the inside. Sausage curbs are dangerous, even in these Clio Cup cars.
Oh, yeah.
Poletti running a completely different line again, giving up that slipstream to know where those apexes are. Kowalski now, big kick of oversteer to get the car pointed. He has so much speed over the two cars ahead. Now side by side they come up towards sector 2 for the final time. The third place on the outside. He's gonna try and have the same trick, perform the same trick that Kowalski did to him, and gets it away in the dying moments. Goes back defensive. Ivashkin, not looking in his mirrors, almost pulls across on the fourth place car, but that's going to be as far as it goes. Papadopoulos takes the fourth position. Does Papadopoulos have the aggression to take that third position? It would be a brave move. There's speed in both of these cars. It's just a case of...
And while we were watching Mrak cross the line, sorry about that, but that's intense here. This battle for second at the end, but it's gonna be...
that's how it will stay.
Poletti, Ivashkin, Lopez Garcia. Evans to Betsy. As always, these races have been intense, to say the least.
Oh my goodness. I need to go and get myself a drink.
So stick one moment, because we have for you on Wednesday a video about Rennsport, on Friday a video about mods, on Sunday quite short news, because we have at least one segment that is very important, very big news around ASRC. On Monday, the next race in Zandvoort, and on Thursday, our podcast. So a lot of rum for you, because we love sim racing, you love sim racing. Of course, we're gonna discuss. In any case, any famous last words from you, Eike, before you go take your drink?
Once again, these Clios have shown just how good racing can be and how much you absolutely do not need horsepower to have good racing. If anything, the lack of horsepower has kept these cars together, with the exception of Mrak, of course, who I think was, once he got to the head of the field in a class of his own, Jakub Kowalski, I doff mine cap to you, my sir. The driving tonight, especially in this final race, was simply sublime. From issues at the start of the evening with the brake pedal to taking home a very nearly third position, but fifth on his first time of asking. I don't think you can ask for much more than that.
Absolutely big fun next week at Zandvoort, but we have enough sim racing for you on our channel. And until next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other on the podium. Bye.